Okay, video part 2. Our A value, again, is right here. I know that this one means it's going to be facing down. It's a negative value. So our graph's facing down. I know that this value here, this H value, is also my H value right here. Now, like I did with all the other ones, it's the opposite. It's not a positive 2. It should be a negative 2. That also means it's my axis of symmetry because this is an x value. It's also a negative 2. My k value can stay the same. That's okay. That's going to be a positive 2. So here's my vertex, negative 2, positive 2. Let's find that line. That first line is at negative 2. So this is my axis of symmetry. X equals, wrong color. X equals negative 2. My y value, or my k value, is positive 2, so that's going to be right here. That creates our vertex. So our k value, or y value, is positive 2. So we have a positive 2 and a negative 2 as our vertex. So that is this point right here. And again, I'm not really concerned about the specifics of this graph for the vertex form. I want you to know if it's facing up or down. I want you to know where the axis of symmetry is, the vertex is, and if there's going to be any solutions, you can estimate them. We know it's facing down. It's going to be a little bit more narrow because it's a 2 and not a 1. Okay. You're only finding one point, and it's already pretty much given to you. It's listed H, K, X, Y. Solution, again, these are estimations. These are not specific. So solutions, roots, x-intercepts, and zeros, all of which are the same. They are where they touch this line, the x-axis. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so instructions, exit slip. Show your work on your whiteboard, please. Just like we did here, find the vertex, find the axis of symmetry, tell me it's facing up or down, any solutions, show the work, show me that you graphed it first before selecting an answer. Let me write this out because some of you guys don't really understand. If you only circle an answer, it will be wrong. Show work. Okay, very important, show work. So that way I know which one it is. So if you look at these, all of these have different axes of symmetries. This one is a positive 1, this one's a negative 1. This one is also a negative 1, but it's facing up and not down. This one's also a positive 1, it's facing down, not up. So there is a way to quickly distinguish if you understand your A values, your H and K values facing up or down. Okay. All right. So if you're working with me, we're going to be working on the practice on the back. Really quick, simple ideas. We're going to do some basic graphing, plugging, and solving. I know you're doing this in Ms. Castellanos' class, so we're going to try and really drill this into you. Okay. This here, if you're independent station, is your Rev Prep assignment. This is the new one. This is listed under the Algebra 2 section. Okay. It's still going to be the same class, but when I was looking up the right assignment to match vertex form, this is in the Algebra 2 section. So the way that people are looking at this are different than the way that we're sorting them in our class. Remember, Algebra 1, Algebra 2 have a huge overlap. That means when you get into Algebra 2, if you make it out of my class, will be the same as Algebra 1 for the first 3-4 months. Okay, so Algebra 2 is really easy as long as you got it this time around. These are the other 3 assignments that I assigned. Okay, again, I don't know if you noticed that all questions on a separate piece of paper. If you don't have your notebook, okay, I wrote it all out for you. There's an example on your desk. if you don't have it on paper, if you don't have somewhere, you're doing it wrong. Okay, when I see you on your desk and there's nothing being written down, we know you're off task. Okay, it's not round and robin card. Sorry, I forgot to fix this. If you go to if you go online to school website, and you go to 8C, here's your code of the day. Here's all your instructions. If you're all done with everything, do this last. Okay. This is a challenge activity. The one that you can skip, the only question that you can skip is number 2, because that one we have not covered at all. You can give it a try, but we haven't learned what it was. The rest of them you can answer. Again, show your work. Okay. Do the practice on the back first. Do your rev prep first. If you have time at the very end, work on this. Make sure you post everything on Edmodo. Your exit at least. Okay. I'm gonna stop here. You can take a break. I'm actually gonna do a couple of the practice problems on the back. So in case you need help, you can watch the rest of this video. If you don't need any help and you know what you're doing, you want to challenge yourself, go ahead and keep working. So this will go here. Okay, and let's copy this item. Okay, so again, these are the things that we're looking for. This is just repeating the same thing we did over and over and over again. So should be fairly easy. Again, this is my H and my K. H value is the same thing as this one, as my axis of symmetry. My K value, which is right here. K value, -2. My H value, the opposite of this one, not the same, not -1, oh sorry, not +1, but should be -1. -1. My axis of symmetry is -1. This is the center of my graph right there. My K value is -2. Here it is. -2. It's a little bit off. I'll fix that. There you go. And our vertex should be -1, comma, -2. Here is my vertex, and I know that it is, according to this number, this -1 in front, that -a, is facing down. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph this. I can just estimate it's going to be a parabola. Okay, it's going to look something like that. And it's not going to have any solutions. So no real solutions. Now, real solutions are anywhere that it crosses this x-axis. Okay, and it doesn't touch this line at all. This, no reds cross, so no real solutions. Again, if you were paying attention during Wednesday's lesson, we will have imaginary solutions, which we will cover next unit in Unit 9. Okay, we're going to keep this party going. Same thing, I'm going to bring this item and this item over. Okay, vertex is going to be H, and that's also going to be my axis of symmetry is my H, comma K. Here is your K, -2, and here is your H. Opposite of -3. I want -3. I want the opposite, +3. So my axis of symmetry is +3. My axis of symmetry is +3. This is my center of my graph, +3. Right there. X equals 3. my y value should be -2. Okay, color coordinating everything, so make sure they match. It's been like that since your teacher do. Y equals -2. So therefore I have 3 comma -2. That is my graph. Well, my vertex at least. According to this blank number in front, we have a positive number. It's not a negative, so it's got to be going up. I'm just going to estimate. I'm going to guess it's going to be something like that. And my solutions, it's asking me to circle, are going to be there and there. Solutions. Solutions, roots, x-intercepts, and zeros are all right there. All 4 of those are the same. Okay, can't stress that enough. They will all be the same. They're all right there. Okay, vertex. Here's my formula. Okay, we're going to derive this formula. I'm still debating if we're going to derive it or if we're going to do that in algebra 2. So for now, we're not going to worry about it. It is a freebie equation. Here's your k value, which is going to be -3. That's your k value. Here's your h value, which is also this value over here, which is also the opposite of this +1, -1. Here it is, -1. That is the center of my graph. -1, x equals -1. That's my h value, -1. And we'll have a -3, so -1 comma. That's the first part of our vertex. Here is our -3, y equals -3, which is this line right here. Y equals -3. It is, and that's our vertex. Right there, vertex. Facing up or down. According to this number, it looks like it's facing down because it's negative. Gonna estimate it's gonna be a little bit skinnier than usual because it's a 2. Okay, and I'm gonna have no real solutions. Okay, because it doesn't cross this line. Okay, the red line doesn't cross that red line. 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to let you guys work on your own. Again, remember, if you are done to work on this, write it down on a separate sheet of paper. This will really test your knowledge. I do expect, if you consider yourself a person who challenges themselves, to work on that assignment. And once you're done, put everything away. Yes, you can use the calculators in the back if you need to.